Hey, what's up guys, this is DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm going to be taking my Galaxy Eyes Felgrand deck. Now this is the first time I've actually profiled this on my channel, and it's actually a really fun deck. It summons a lot of big dragons like number 62 Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon, and one of my favorite XYZ monsters ever, Galaxy Eyes Dark Matter Dragon. Now without further ado, let's get straight on into this. So first off, we're going to play 2 copies of Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. Now the reason we only play 2 is because 2 is just plenty in this deck. It clogs at 3, and the thing about playing 2 copies of this, you have enough conditions that you're going to special summon it from the graveyard, or you're actually going to special summon it from the deck even as well. Now something to keep in mind about this card is you can tribute 2 monsters on the field that have 2,000 or more attack to instantly special summon it, but you're not going to go off with that often. Something else that's really cool is that if it attacks a monster, you can banish it and this card, and if it does, return it, the banished card to the field during the end of the battle phase. Now, something else that's really cool, and if it battles a XYZ monster, it gains 500 attack for each XYZ material that it banished, which is really neat with some of the cards like Zodiacs and stuff like that. I can swing into them, banish all their materials, and then it comes back and it's humongous, so which is really cool. Then we play 2 copies of Divine Dragon Felgrand, Divine Dragon Lord Felgrand. Felgrand's really cool because if it's special summon from the graveyard, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls and banish it from the field, which is amazing. Then if I do, he gains 100 attack for its level or rank, which is amazing. Also, if it is destroyed by battle, he can also target a level 7 or 8 dragon-type monster in the graveyard, except another copy of himself, and special summon it. So he replaces himself even if he gets destroyed. So Felgrand is a really nice card in this deck to combo with your Photon Galaxy Eye, or Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, because if he gets destroyed and you've already got a Galaxy Eyes engrave, you can bring him back, which is nice to go off with some other big plays. Then I play 2 copies of Galaxy Knight, or he's really awesome. With Galaxy Knight in this deck, if you control a Photon or a Galaxy monster, which you play a crap load of them in this deck, you can special summon him, you can normal summon him without tributing, and when you do, he can special summon a copy of Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon from the graveyard, but he loses 1,000 attack. Even if you don't have a Galaxy Eyes monster in the graveyard, he still loses 1,000 attack. So he comes out as an 1,800 beater. But that's not really that bad because even if you do, you're going to go into a rank 8 play with him. So that's really what he's there for, is a quick rank 8 play. Then we play 2 copies of Archbrave Dragon. With Archbrave Dragon, if it's special summoned, you can banish as many face-up spell or trap cards your opponent controls as possible, which is awesome because you can really stop your opponent from doing some really stupid shenanigans against this deck, because this deck just wants to make a big beater and then swing. And if you do, it gains 200 attack for each one. So it banishes your opponent's pendulum scales, which is great. And then during the standby phase, if it's sent to the graveyard, because it was sent there last turn, you can target 1 level 7 or 8 dragon-type monster in your graveyard and special summon it, which is going to be either our Galaxy Eyes or Divine Knight Dragon Felgrand, but because it can't special summon a copy of itself. Then a little neat tech of mine, and I'll explain it in just a second, is 2 copies of Cyber Dragon. Now the reason I play 2 copies of Cyber Dragon in this deck is because they do special summon themselves, and with Cyber Dragon we can actually go into a little guy called Cyber Dragon Infinity really easily in this deck. And I do play 2 copies of Infinity in the extra deck with 2 copies of Nova, just as kind of a little bit of a protection before we go off. So we can special summon this, and Galaxy Soldier also special summons itself off. So by discarding any other light monster, which can get our Galaxy Eyes, our Divine Knight Dragon Felgrands, or our Archbrave Dragons in the graveyard to get their effects off as well. Because our combo is that we special summon out a Cyber Dragon, activate Galaxy Soldier's effect, discard one of these dragons, special summon out a Galaxy Soldier, effective Galaxy Soldier to add a card to our hand, then we overlay into an Infinity, which is awesome. A great protection card, which we need in decks that summon humongous monsters like this. Then we play 3 copies of Paladin of Felgrand. Now this is an interesting card. If it is normal summon or special summon, you can equip a level 7 or 8 dragon monster from your hand or your deck. So he helps you get your dragon monsters out of the deck faster, which can really help move the deck on. And when he's equipped with a card, he is unaffected by other monster effects while he's equipped, which is really cool. Then you can also, if you control another monster, you contribute him and one monster you control. You contribute one monster and this card, then target a level 7 or 8 dragon monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So he kind of helps you go off with your Felgrand plays to banish a monster your opponent controls. So he's actually pretty damn good in this deck. He's usually not good outside of this, but he's pretty good in here. Then for a little bit more of the synergy, we're going to play 3 copies of Galaxy Wizard. Now Galaxy Wizard is a really nice card in this deck. He's a great normal summon. Besides your Paladin, he's the only other monster you're ever going to normal summon in this deck. So Galaxy Wizard's effect is that once per turn you can increase his level by 4 to make him a level 8 monster, to make him into a quick level 8 play. Also, you contribute him to add a Galaxy Eyes or Galaxy monster or any Galaxy card from your deck, which is really, really cool because he's kind of your one card Stratos, except he gets rid of himself. Then for the last 2 monsters, we're going to play 2 copies of Galaxy Eyes Cloud Dragon. Now, Cloud Dragon's really interesting too, because you contribute him to special summon a Galaxy Eyes monster from your hand or graveyard. So he can instantly special summon back one of your XYZs that was properly summoned, or your Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. But really, you want to summon back one of your Galaxy Eyes monsters so you can go into full armor Photon or go into your Dark Matter Dragon, which is really, really nice. You can also use his effect to equip him to another Galaxy Eyes monster or like attach him as a fodder, but you can only do that once per duel, which is kind of nice, but you don't do it that often. I mean, if he's there, you do, but if he's not, it's not really missed. So you do play him in the deck. So with that, that's it for the monsters. Let's get into the spells. Now, big monster count in this deck, kind of big spell count, but not that big a trap count as usual. So we're going to play 2 copies of Galaxy Expedition. This card is really nice because if you control level 5 or higher Photon or Galaxy monster, you can special summon a level 5 or higher from your deck. That's a Galaxy or Photon monster. So it can help you out. This is literally an instant rank 5 or a rank 8 play, which is great. Dragon Shrine, we just play this because it's essentially Foolish Burial, but for dragon monsters, and we're really not concerned about sending anything but our dragons to grave, so that's why I just went up and straight up played 3 Dragon Shrine. 3 trade-in, because we do play 6 targets for it, so it's really easy to get this off, and it's a great draw power card. 2 copies of Twin Twister, because Twin Twister is, again, we don't like a lot of back row in this deck, that's why I chose to play the 2 Cyber Dragons to get Infinity off faster. And then finally, 3 copies of Return of the Dragon Lords, because this is essentially Monster Reborn. Because if we open up a Dragon Shrine and a Return of the Dragon Lords, and it's turn 2 and it's my turn, I'm going to usually send my Divine Knight Dragon Felgrand to the grave, and then once I send, or not Divine Knight Dragon, Divine Dragon Lord Felgrand to the grave, and then once I do, I can go off with a Return of the Dragon Lords play, bring him back, and then banish a card my opponent controls, which is really, really cool, really awesome. Then for the traps, we don't play that many spells, like I said. We only play a few. For the traps, we can play less, because we're going to play 1 copy of Solemn Warning. I know it's a platinum rare. I don't really like it when it's not the Noble Knight deck, but we got it here. 2 copies of Tachyon Transmigration. In my opinion, this is by far the best trap card in the entire game, except for its condition to activate. If you control any Galaxy Eyes monster, negate the activation of your opponent's spell, traps, and monster effects activated before this card in a chain. So it's a speed spell 3, and it negates everything in the chain that was your opponent's before this. And if you control a and if you do, shuffle the negated cards from the field into the deck, which is amazing. Also, if you control a Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon, you can activate it from your hand, which is amazing. You guys know how much I love Tachyon Dragon. Tachyon Dragon is my shit. It seriously is. I love that card. It's awesome. That's another reason why I built this entire deck. But just an awesome card, has a great artwork. I have to say it's probably one of my favorite cards in the deck for artwork. I don't know why, I just really, really like it. Then we play 3 copies of Called Haunted because we do play humongous monsters, and with this, it's really easy to bring them back and really easy to go off from there. Now, that's it for the main deck. Let's go straight on into the extra deck. So we're going to start off by playing 2 copies of number 62, Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon. He's a super wicked card with super wicked effects that if this card attacked or is attacked during the damage calculation, let's see, you can detach 1 XYZ from this card, and then he gains attack equal to the combined rank of all XYZ monsters on the field. All of them, which is amazing. And he also has a revival effect that he brings himself back at double attack, and then if your opponent, if he doesn't have a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon attached to him, then he loses half of his, your opponent only takes half damage. So he comes back at 8,000, but he has half damage on the second standby phase after he's been destroyed. So he's a really great card, but at the same time, he can kind of, I mean, if you have a Galaxy Eyes Cloud Dragon, he can still be cool, but, you know, to give him a material. But other than that, you know, he's a really good beat stick right off the bat, and he only takes 2 rank 8s to make a 4K beater. Awesome card. Then we play 1 copy of Galaxy Eyes Dark Matter Dragon to send our Arc Braves to grave, send our Felgrands, send our just send our Photon cards to or Galaxy Eyes to the graveyard. Awesome card, really easy to rank up to, makes your opponent banish cards, and he can attack up to 3 times, which is crazy, just crazy good. Full Armor Photon Dragon lets us pop something, really great card. 2 Cypher Dragons, because he lets us steal our opponent's cards, which is the nuts. 38, because it's the best rank 8 in the entire game. 107, which I go into a lot more than I would like to admit because of taking on Transmigration, and it's crazy good in the deck. 1 Sun Dragon, Overlord of Heliopolis, crazy good again, just pops cards for days, sends the cards that I need in my hand to the grave, and tributes them. 1 Divine Knight Dragon Felgrand, because it makes himself immune or another card, and plus it's a Felgrand deck, so we need, you know, Divine Knight Dragon Felgrand. 1 number 23 Lancelot Dark Knight of the Underworld, because attacking my opponent directly for 2k in a deck that just OTKs like crazy is already good. It's good. That's actually all the rank 8s and rank 9s. And then for the last 4 cards, I'm playing 2 copies of Cyber Dragon Infinity and 2 copies of Cyber Dragon Nova, so we can rank up into our Infinity. And all it calls for is 2 level 5 machine monsters, so it's easy to go into. I really wouldn't play anything over the 2 and 2 because it's super great in the deck for the negation abilities. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. And join DarkArmedAlliance down in the description. Anyways, guys, this is DarkArmedDuelist. I hope you enjoyed this deck profile. I really enjoyed taking it, and I will catch you guys in the next video. See you around, guys.